having seen this option available, I kinda want one. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven from X Kurogani Studio today with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 22nd to 27th of June 2026. Half of the year is almost gone, and for this week, we have an average number of new figures on pre-order for both genuine and third parties. Also, at the time of filming this video, today is the third Amazon Prime Day, I think, and I took advantage of it and got something really cheaply. Yeah, I will make a video on that next month, maybe in my figure unboxing. Anyways, for this week, Blue Archive, Musume, Hololive are eating it really good. Especially Blue Archive. I really want to pre-order those two new figures, Shiroko and Tendo Aris. We'll get to that in a second. So without further ado, let's move on to Hobby Link Japan for our first section, licensed genuine PVC figures. And the first one, as usual, we start with the largest scale, 1x3 scale Danganronpa 2 Chiaki Nanami Barney version by Free Ink, 70,000 yen, releasing in January 2027. Yep, Chiaki Nanami is like one of the most popular Danganronpa female characters, top 3 I believe, maybe in third place behind Enoshima Junko and Kirigiri Kyoko. Maybe, right? I'm not too sure what her ranking is, but anyways, I nearly bought her 1x8 scale by Fat Company a number of years ago, but in the end, I did not. That figure became very rare, got re-released once, and still became very rare anyway. So obviously, Free Ink is making 1x3 scales of figures which sold really well in the past. They're going for those characters first. So if you see a 1x3 scale from Free Ink, you know that that specific character is a best seller. Not just for Free Ink, but for other brands as well. So can I justify 70k for this thing? Of course not. But I know that there are a lot of people who will pay that kind of money for this kind of figure. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, 1x4 scale Marvel Comics, Wendy Marvel. No, I'm joking, of course. Wendy Marvel from Fairy Tail, Barney version, 35,000 yen, January release. One of the flatter characters in Free Ink's 1x4 scale Barney Girl lineup. I would still say wait until after release, maybe. I'm not sure how popular she is, and Fairy Tail does not really get that many figures made, especially in the recent few years, but still, I don't think it is worth 35k for this thing. This is a short character, so it is slightly smaller than the usual 1x4 scale. I'm not sure if I can justify 35k. Well, I say this for 90% of Free Ink's 1x4 scale Barney Girl figures anyway. You guys know that I can't justify the prices unless they get a bargain bin price later on. Moving up next, 1x6 scale To Love Through Darkness Rune Elshi Jewelria Darkness version, renewal package version. So this is a re-release, 18,000 yen, January 2027 release. Okay. So we have a trap over here, or she used to be a trap. I think back then in season 1 and 2, she can switch back and forth between male and female. There's a different name for the male form. And then by season 3 Darkness, I think she, how to describe that? What do you call that when bacteria or microorganisms replicate or reproduce? They literally split into two. That was what happened to Rune. The male version split out from her and you have two different persons, so she's no longer a trap somehow. I can't remember what is that word called. I studied it in high school science back then. But anyways, for To Love Ru collectors, I believe this is the only Rune figure out there. You know, as an insert character that barely appears in the anime, not much screen time, I appreciate Union Creative making the scale figure anyway. Most other brands wouldn't bother, right? Moving on to the next one here, we have two figures from White Album 2 by Magic Arts. This is pretty random. I mentioned this back then when Magic Arts announced White Album 2 figures in One Fest, and that was last year's One Fest summer, I think, a year ago. And then the painted sample was displayed in this year's Winter One Fest a few months back. So now they are finally on pre-order. 1x6 scale Kazusa Toma Reunion version, 22,000 yen, which is really cheap for 1x6, but I suspect that the licensing cost is really cheap. Like, who cares about White Album 2 nowadays, right? The fan base is pretty limited, pretty small. I don't see this selling in big numbers. And I don't think the copyright holders can charge a lot for the licensing cost either. Yeah. And of course, you also get Setsuna Ogiso. These two girls are like a pair in the anime. I watched it so long ago, man. When I was in college. And that was like 10 years, more than 10 years ago. I watched the anime, both White Album and White Album 2 in college. It was so long ago. And these two are the heroines in White Album 2, not the first White Album. I don't even remember what the characters look like anymore. But these being licensed figures, I don't think they're that far off. To me, the face does look a bit too elongated, but probably the anime art style was like that. It was the same, I think. I don't remember much anymore. I feel old when I see White Album 2 and I don't remember what it was. Yeah, idol anime, but also involves romance, right? Moving on to the next one here, 1/6 scale August Von Parseval from Azur Lane by Furio and Phoenix, 21,000 yen, releasing in February. That's pretty cheap for 1/6 scale, but man, I really hate anime figures in this kind of white translucent shirt. I hate it so much because it looks cheap, right? I know they are meant to replicate that look where certain kinds of shirt, they are very thin, the fabric is very thin and you can see through a little bit. They wanted to replicate that look, so they made the shirt using this material, but I don't like them for three reasons. Number one, it looks like semen. Number two, it looks like candle wax, either one. Number three, because they couldn't paint on the surface of this material, more like they shouldn't, otherwise it would look very dirty. They need to maintain the translucency. That means the figure feels low detail. So I have never been a fan of this kind of materials being used to make anime figures, regardless of which brand did it. Yeah. And it is such a shame because I think August, this character, does not have many skills. Are there even any at the moment? This could be the first one by a licensed figure brand. And all we got is this thing over here, something low detailed. So I'm a bit disappointed by this one. Moving on to the next one here, Azur Lane Marco Polo, the Queen of the Hearts version by Wings Incorporated. 24,000 yen, June release. Next year, of course. Okay, fun fact. Whenever I try to search for figures made by Wings Incorporated, I try to type Wings in Amazon Japan, the search bar. Regardless of whether it is in English or in Japanese, I always get undergarment in a search result. Yes, female undergarment, the really cute ones, the frilly ones. I just couldn't get the figure. I have to search by the name of the character or the origin, Azur Lane. I couldn't go by company name. I would just get relevant results. Okay, so with this Marco Polo, this is also the first figure of this character. I find it pretty interesting that Azur Lane has been around for so long, yet there are characters out there that has not been made into figures yet, even by today. Marco Polo, this is the first one, I think. Yeah, 24,000 yen for a levitating figure. I like it, right? And I think the price is reasonable. In fact, I have always felt that Wings Incorporated, their figures are pretty reasonably priced. And despite that, yeah, they still bargain bin. Not all, but a lot of figures by this brand bargain bin. Yeah, it is like they are playing second fiddle next to Alter, Good Smile, Max Factory. When it comes to Azur Lane figures, they are always being overshadowed by the other brands, even though their figures are not bad at all actually. And because of that, the popularity, the sales numbers are probably not as high as those brands. Now Apex Toys is joining in the fray with so many Azur Lane figures coming from them. Yeah, so it feels like Wings as a company is always being overshadowed by the rest, even though their figures are very decent. This one shouldn't be too different. Moving on to the next one here, one of the main highlights this week, Good Smile Company, 1/7 scale Azur Lane New Jersey again, then seen in the Moonlight version. 30,000 yen, October release. Well, 30k for this whole thing is fair, I guess. We have that huge moon over there. I suppose there's a huge plastic god supporting it, right? Yep, there's not plastic god, acrylic stand, of course. Oh, it is acrylic. It is not a globe. not a round object. It is just an acrylic cutout. Okay, I'm pretty disappointed by that. You see, this figure pre-order opened a few days ago, but it is not like I went through every single picture in detail. I'm a busy person after all. I just post it on social media, the pre-orders, and then I'll check them out in detail again later on in preparation for filming today's video. Or sometimes I don't even prepare. I am reacting organically, spontaneously, so that my reactions are more natural, I guess. So I don't prepare for figure news scripts usually. Might as well say that I'm reacting to this figure for the first time. Yeah, an acrylic cutout. I was hoping for, an actual round-shaped object in the back, that looks like moon and with an LED inside. That would be perfect. That's something third-party resin brands do a lot. This is only an acrylic cutout, and even with the tree branch, I'm sorry. I take back what I just said. 30k is not really worth it. And this being New Jersey, out of so many Azur Lane characters, New Jersey, how many of her figures has already bargain binned? Obviously, the freeing one, the bunny one, half price, the 1x4. Even the Apex Toys New Jersey wedding dress version, which I reviewed, 40,000 yen figure, which was impressive. The quality on that was amazing. Bargain bins anyway. I think they overproduced it because they think New Jersey is very popular. And number two, when a figure is too big and heavy, and you have a huge box, those figures tend to get discounted, such as in Army, because of how high the shipping cost. So they are indirectly subsidizing or absorbing a bit of the shipping cost to encourage people to buy their inventory. Otherwise, those things are just sitting in the warehouse taking up space, right? So New Jersey is like a trash waifu among Azur Lane characters. Not because she is trash, but a lot of her figures been. So I'm not sure if it is wise to pre-order this one early. I would gamble a little bit over here and wait until after release with this figure. Yep, and one more thing before I forget, there are two face plates. There's another face plate where she is winking. Yep, there we go. This would be my choice if I were to display this figure. Well, do I want one? Do I want to get it and review it? Of course, but I'm not paying this price for it. Very detailed figure, right? I love the details though. Moving up to the next figure by Good Smile, we have No Game No Life Black Shiro. 26,000 yen is kinda expensive. I mean, I get it. She's wearing a pair of LGBT flags on her head, so those are not easy to paint, I suppose. Very colorful, and the color gradients is very smooth. It takes a lot of work to paint a figure like this, but 26k. I would still say I'm not sure how to advise this one, man. You see, some Fat Company No Game No Life figures, be it Shiro or what's the other girl's name? Her twin from No Game No Life Zero, what's her name again? Shui, right? Regardless of whether it was Shui or Shiro, a lot of her scale figures bargain binned, but that is only true for Fat Company stuff. And Good Smiles Shiro figures like the Yu Kamina artwork version which came out last year, I really liked that one, but the value on that is pretty high. Like a bit higher than the MSRP, I believe, by today. So maybe pre-order it. Maybe, right? This is not a Fat Company figure. Maybe it won't be the same. Less likely to bargain bin in this case. So this is also the first black Shiro figure out there, or I call it horny Shiro. Yeah, face expression alone plus the tattoo on her, on her waist over there, enough of a reason to pre-order it, I guess. Moving up next, Good Smile Company again, 1x7 scale Spice and Wolf Holo, art by Saitom basically, 21,000 yen, August 2027 release. For a figure this simple, where she is like having only a dress, is that a dress or just a towel in front of her? They need more than a year to get this one out. Yeah. I do think this Saitom art version is a lot nicer. The way the face is designed, there's some similarity to... Yeah, I guess if you look at other Saitom artworks, there is some similarity. The art style is there. The trademark art style of every artist, they are different. Can see that. Anyways, not touching Spice and Wolf. I'm not touching it. right? So I won't get this one. Moving on to the next one here. To me, this is my favorite figure this week. Yeah, Lolly with a big cannon. Who doesn't like that? Same reason why I loved Black Rock Shooter. Lolly, Flat Jazz, huge cannon. Blue Archive Aris Awakened Supernova, 31,600 yen, releasing in July. Now, I'm trying to decide within a week or two whether to pre-order this or not. I have been debating myself. Now, Blue Archive is a bit unpredictable. There are those that bargain binned. There are also those that went up in value. Asuna Ichinose is so popular, but her figures bargain bins everywhere. They made too much, I think. This being a good small figure, I would say pre-order this one. Right, there is another Tendo Aris figure out there. The one in maid outfit, but that version, her skin and the color scheme overall is too muted, too diluted, very bland looking. I did not like that version at all. I think that is also a good small version, I think. I did not like that version. This one, hell yeah, baby. I love huge guns. Moving on to the next one. Blue Archive Shiroko by Fat Company. 25273 again, that same exact number you see on the Uma Musume figures. June release next year. So at first glance, this is a boring, plain figure that I should just skip past. That is my reaction to many Blue Archive figures out there, actually. But this one is kinda special for having this option right here. This display option. Yes, I've seen this in the Figma, right? The Figma also comes with this, and having seen this option available, I kinda want one because that makes her very different from other Shiroko figures out there. Not other Shiroko figures, other Blue Archive figures out there. This is what that differentiates her. In fact, I wish there are more Blue Archive figures or more anime figures in general with this kind of head and then can display them. A bank robbery team. No, I am a big fan of Grand Theft Auto, GTA, so yeah, I rob banks a lot in the game, of course. I can relate to something like this, right? I love this a lot. I like Aris more earlier, a lot more. This one, I need to think about it. But I feel like I should pre-order it early. I feel like I should. Man, there's still Nikkei figures to consider as well. Of course, there are none of them this week, but Nikkei is really eating up my budget. Moving up next, one of the main highlights this week as well, in my opinion, this Daiwa Scarlet figure is beautiful. It is stunning. The pose and everything, so cheerful, so dynamic. You know, the pose is not too boring, yet at the same time, the footprint of the figure is not too big, does not take up too much space. I like figures like this, right? The only problem is the base. I wish we get the grass base or something, you know, like what some other brands are doing instead of a plastic disc like this. Fat Company 25273 again in Japanese yen and releasing in June next year. Yes, smash that pre-order button if you want her before you regret it. A lot of these Uma Musume figures go up in value after release, and some of you have recommended me why not try out unboxing and reviewing Uma Musume figures when I get sponsors, right? I can just buy anything I want and not pay for it. Well, the thing is that even though we content creators get the occasional free money in exchange for advertisements or promoting something, I don't want to spend carelessly, right? If I can get more value out of a certain amount of money, I'm going to go for value first. And the problem with Uma Musume, as I told you guys many times in the past, their values simply shoot up after release. Yes, so let's say I have a budget of 40,000 yen. Instead of buying 1.5 Uma Musume figures, I can go and buy 3 other bargain bin scale figures. Why would I buy 1.5 Uma Musume figures, right? So, yeah, pre-order it early if you want this figure. Moving on to the next one, we have another Uma Musume figure by Kotobukiya, Grass Wonder, 21,000 yen, releasing in February. Yep, a grass base like this. I wish that every Uma Musume figure comes with this kind of base at the bare minimum instead of a plain plastic disc base. And of course, this being a Kotobukiya figure, there is a Koto Online exclusive or CY Game Store exclusive extra faceplate. So if you want a Koto figure, try to get the exclusive variant if possible. Moving on to the next one here, Max Factory 1/7 scale Hololive production Sakura Miko date style casual outfit version. 22,500 yen is very cheap. And I love this base so much. It is not a plain plastic disc base. It's a bit like a diorama, yet it is small and compact. But if there's one negative about a base like this, yes, small surface area means it is easy to knock over the figure. Speaking from experience, of course, one of the oldest Hololive characters, isn't it? Sakura Miko. It is beautiful, man. Just that this being Max Factory, I'm not sure how to recommend this one. In general, I think Hololive figures are worth pre-ordering early. At least that is what I used to believe. And then, the Hosho Marine figure that I just unboxed 2 days ago, that thing bargain binned. And I happened to get her at the best possible price. So that is challenging what I used to know in the past, where Hololive figures, they just skyrocket in value after release. No longer the case nowadays. Yeah. So even my predictions can be off at times, right? And I have certain regrets. Like, there are a few Nikkei figures that I want today. I was waiting for the release instead of pre-ordering it, and they're very hard to find now. Value has doubled. Yeah. Anyways, back to this Sakura Miko figure here. Well, if you want to pre-order early, not really a bad idea, because the price is not too high. This is not a 30,000 yen figure. I find it to be quite reasonable, even if you're paying 22,500 yen for this one. Moving on to the next one. Wow. I guess this is a top figure this week as well. A top 3 figure together with that Tendo Aris earlier. Hololive production Omaru Polka 28,000 yen by Claynel. Yes, I have seen this figure 3 or 4 times in One Fest in previous events, from grey prototype to painted. And now, in its final form, she looks even the more amazing. And most importantly, a circus outfit is very uncommon in the world of anime figures. So maybe pre-order it, as long as you like Omaru Polka. You like her, pre-order it. I think this is worth it. Claynel does make excellent figures, even though I have not reviewed anything from them yet so far. Well, mostly because either they're not making the stuff I want to buy, or I couldn't adjust any budget for it, especially their previous FGO releases. As you guys have noticed, I've mostly stopped collecting FGO figures. For one, nowadays nobody watches the videos I publish if it is an FGO figure review. The popularity is declining. And number 2, yeah, I have anti-art FGO. I went full in on Nikkei. Up next, right here from Neon Max. I haven't heard from these guys from a long time. This is a good brand actually. Neon Max 1x7 scale Idolmaster Gakuen Himesaki Rinami special edition with this bonus item over here. Not a wall scroll, I wonder what it is. 55 by 100 by 10 millimeters. Is it like a shikishi or what is that? This is the thing I hate about HLJ. At least mention it down here in the description what is included in the box. Anyways, this is the standard version. No, the deluxe version. The standard version is 21,300 yen. Small price difference, go all out, right? And this is for the idol collectors. I'm not touching it. I have one last idol figure in my collection, Kanzaki Ranko by Alter. Maybe I will revisit that figure one day and review it, right? A bit like a long-term review. I haven't reviewed that on this channel. Moving on to the next one, Furyu 1x7 scale Shigure Ui 9 years old version. Perfect age. Very cute. I like it. But not my kind of figure. Like, there is a limit to how lolly a figure can be. There's a line that I draw. This is too lolly for me. But I find it to be really cute nonetheless and photogenic. That's the important part. I can see myself bringing this figure out into a park, putting it on the ground and taking photographs if I have a nice scenery behind it. So yeah, 18,000 yen, but this is a small figure, At 1x7, it is going to feel like a 1x8 figure, if not smaller. Well, I'm not sure how to recommend this one. There are not many Shigure Ui scale figures either for me to refer to, whether it will bargain bin or go up in value. But going up in value is quite unlikely, given that this is a full real figure. Up next, we are now in low budget figure territory. The first one here, pop-up rate Aura from Free Run Beyond Journey's End, almost 6,000 yen, releasing in December. This one, you don't really have to pre-order it early. You know, there are price figures of her out there already available right now. Go and buy that if you are on a low budget. Because to me, pre-orders equals to debt, right? I know that some of you are thinking I can just cancel it later if I don't need it anymore, but I don't really do that kind of thing as a figure collector. So I think very carefully before I pre-order. Just because there is no commitment upfront, it does not mean I will smash the pre-order button on everything. Face looks really good, and I still think you should wait much later. Is her head removable? I don't think so, right? You know what I'm referring to, right? Okay, moving on to the next one here, Arc Knights Road Kids Series Pramanix. Okay, 6,800 yen May release. Mietos. Oh, this is by Mietos. I was almost assuming this is by Rebos, you know, their Rise Up series of figures. They have this series of like lolly style figures. Silver Wolf, Firefly recently that pre-order opened a few weeks ago. So I look at this figure, I assumed that it was a Rebos figure. No, this is by Mietos. Okay. Cute, but I'm not collecting this kind of figures. And the last figure here on HLJ, I almost overlooked this one because it is just a black. I wanted to say the P word, but no, maybe not. Arc Knights Diorama Miss Christine Elite 2 version, 13,500 yen, releasing in June next year. Okay, 13k for Black Cat, no thank you. Yeah, fans of Arc Knights will want this figure. Yes, speaking of Arc Knights, I'm finally reviewing an Arc Knights figure soon, sometime next month, right? I have purchased one Arc Knights scale figure, but I won't say what it is yet. It is a fairly new figure, released this year, so that should narrow down the number of possibilities on what I purchased. Right, moving on to Ami for our next section, some exclusive items and also, yeah, age-restricted anime figures. The first one right here, this figure is on the front page of Ami, even though it is fully cast-offable, yes. So, my immediate advice is to pre-order this pair of Nekopara figures if you want it, because once you combine Nekopara characters with cast-off ability, the aftermarket value after release is guaranteed to skyrocket. Look at what happened to Natives, Chocola and Vanilla, came out many years ago. And there is also 1x4 scale version, right? Was it by Binding or some other brand? I can't remember. No, not Binding, some other brand. 1x4 scales, also cast-offable, skyrocketed in value. Meanwhile, the ones that are not cast-offable, the values are not that high by other brands like Plum, Good Smile, and so on. So, this is by Orchid Seed or Tuberosa Plus, making them 18 plus anime figures. Pre-order it early, right? Even though they are pretty expensive. This is the Ami exclusive bonus version, 33,000 yen, releasing in January 2027. And the standard version is already almost 30,000 yen, 3k of difference. So not really a big difference, you know. Maybe go all out. And here we have Vanilla. Yep, 33k December release as well. That's quite soon. Orchid Seed or Tuberosa Plus is a brand that I have a lot of nice things to say about, but they are not the best edgy figure brand, not even close. Like Native and their group Nocturne, Hot Venus, and so on, Pink Charm, they are far better, but by no means is Orchid Seed a bad company when it comes to quality control. Just a tier below those top tier brands. I can still easily recommend their figures. I still have their figure. I have two of their figures. One was a Sonico and the other one is from Queen's Blade many years ago. Really good figures. Moving on to the next one right here. Okay, the next, how many figures is that? 8 of them. They are all from the age restricted section. Yes. So this one here is also something you should smash that pre-order button as early as possible. Sister Petronil. There was a brand called Vibrasta that made a scale figure of her, and yes, the value skyrocketed like crazy right after release. And whenever we see Sister Petronil, you know that the value is going to go up. So pre-order it early. And this is the like maximum deluxe edition, 46,000 yen. There is a cheaper version, like the basic standard version is only 26,000 yen. Of course, when you're buying limited stuff like this, where you're getting a lot of extra accessories, sometimes almost two entire figures, go all out and get the whole thing. Don't leave anything behind. I like this figure a lot. Even though she has big melons, I still like it a lot. Moving on to the next one over here, Binding. 1x4 scale, creator's opinion, Olivia Barney version, 44K, releasing this December. Okay, Binding, their figures are a bit erratic nowadays. I'm quite surprised by it. In the past, like 5 years ago, their figures almost always skyrocket in value after release, but recently, if you go to Ami's sale section, you will come across a lot of Binding 1x4 scales, bargain binning very hard, like 44,000 yen down to 27,000 yen. It is insane. And I think that is mostly down to whether that specific character is popular or not, or whether there are any quality control issues that are turning away some people. Binding, in a sense, 80% of the figures are okay. The remaining 20%, sometimes they have the most random QC issues, or sometimes the face even turning out slightly different from the original artwork, because not every 2D artwork is easy to convert into a 3D object. So for those kind of scenarios, yeah, those figures bargain bin. So binding stuff are a bit hard to predict. Moving on to the next one here, I covered this figure last week on OSGK. She's now actually available on Ami, and I did not know that there is a pregnant version, because I did not scroll through the pictures on OSGK last week. I need to censor pictures for stuff like this. So there is a pregnant version over here, and if you get both as a set, almost 68,000 yen. If you get them separately, they're around 36,000 yen each. So this is up to you. Maybe you don't see the need to buy 2 copies of the same figure, right? Then you just pick the one you like more. So this is Jormungand's Gedatsu regular version and pregnant version commemorative bundle edition, releasing in July next year by Milky, a new brand, never heard of them. Moving on to the next one here, Asanagi Art again. Now that face is so recognizable. You see that face, it's Asanagi's character. Her name is Dragon Girl Ryoka-chan, 1x5 scale by Frog, also under the native group. 40,000 yen, almost, November release. Yep, quite soon. Okay, this is nice, but I guess this is for those of you who like Monster Musume. This could be your kind of thing. And you can display it normally without casting it off if you want. Moving on to the next one, we have Omaha, Chinese edgy figure brand. Haven't heard from them in a while. Etona illustrated by Won, 1x6 scale, 22,000 yen, releasing in May 2027. Of course, this is cast-offable, but I'm not scrolling through the pictures on YouTube. And this one looks a bit like a generic Barney Girl figure, but at least for a cast-offable figure, this is very cheap, right? Cast-offable figures are very hard to find at this kind of price point, 22,000 yen. Moving up next, there are 2 versions of this figure by Pink Mango, which is also related to Native, I think. They are like a small group of companies. JX Vampire Ruri illustration by Danimaru special version. This is 31,000 yen roughly. September 2027 release. JK on a school desk, and you can cast it off. I've seen this like 1,000 times already. Very common. And there is a cheaper version here, 26,000 yen. Yeah, the difference is in the, of course, number of accessories and bonus items. The deluxe version over here has a wall scroll included and more parts in the box, of course. And the last figure for today on Ami, this is not a censorship from me. This is a censorship by Ami. Like, I click on the picture here, there's only one picture. Look at this, man. So this is so lolly that it is going to trigger so many people that they had to do this, I guess. Right, coming from pure Chinese edgy figure brand, but their figures are excellent. Now that they do, I don't even know what this figure looks like, you see. My first time reacting to this, I'm very curious now. I need to go to MFC and have a look later. Matsui Ramune-chan, 1x6 scale, 26,000 yen, releasing in January 2028. Wow, 2028. Okay. I want one just to not show a big middle finger to SJWs on Twitter or X. Our last stop for genuine figures, yep, Ninin Game for Be Full, Forts Japan, Inside figures. 3 of them this week. The first one here, Naruse-san, is getting a re-release because people buy them anyway, even though the quality is like trash. 24,000 yen releasing in, what's the release date again? Okay, December. This brand is crazy, man. Inside releases like 30 to 40 new figures each month. Yeah. The next one here, there are two versions. This is the Forts Japan Safe for Work version. Big Opai Housewife Shuen. 22,000 yen at 1/6 releasing in January. And here is a Hadaka version under Inside, same price and also releasing in January. Yep, the skin is shiny. So, when a person gets really wet in a swimming pool, this is not what their skin looks like. This is more like bathing in, lube. Anyways, let's not question anime figure logic over here. And that would be all for genuine licensed figures. Let's move on to the third party section on OSGK. And as you can see, the website is down at the time of recording this video. So I'm recording this on Friday evening. And fortunately for me, I tend to open all of my tabs a day or two in advance. I don't do everything on Friday so that I can work really fast. The website is down, which means maybe after the website comes back on an hour later, 2 hours later, they might publish new figures on pre-order, which I will miss out on. I will cover those next week. Yeah. Moving on to the first figure. Before that, I am so excited about this one that I need to cover it early. This is a licensed, genuine PVC figure, not third party. Apparently, Kuro Games and Apex Toys are working together to give us a Jinsei figure from Wuwa. I'm so happy to see this. Right? Okay, 649 in my currency, 650 is around, how much is that in US dollar? 165, 170 US dollars or so. Just divide it by 4 and you get pretty close over there. So, about $170, that would be 23,000 Japanese yen or so, 24K max. Yeah. And wow, guess what? I'm going to pre-order this, right? I will pre-order this. I want it. I did not pre-order Changli. I almost regretted it, but I think I've secured one figure for myself. She's releasing in September, I think. And also, what's the name again? The Shawkeeper, right? That figure came out a month or two ago. Yes, I want this figure. There are some third parties out there that made a better version of Jinsei in terms of the pose, but I will always favor a genuine figure first, and if I have extra budget left, I'll consider a third party, right? This is very nice. I want it. 23,000 yen or so, yeah. So, should I pre-order this on OSGK on Taobao? I'll think about it, but I will pre-order this one early. As for everyone else who want to get her on a Japanese website, I would say within a week, she will be available on Japanese websites if that's where you prefer to get it. Yeah, but you can pre-order it early on OSGK. Moving on to the third-party resin figures on pre-order this week. We don't have any GB figures like Anyas, none of them this week. So the next section would be original characters. The first one here, Fantasy Forge Studio and Havoc Studio, the Spider Shade, is Karaya original character. Okay. Painted version is $295, releasing in December. Okay, the pictures are loading. The website is down. If I were to accidentally refresh the page, then bye-bye. I can't cover the figure. Yeah, I have to be careful here. At least the pictures are properly loaded. Dark fantasy style anime figure. Not my kind of thing. Yeah. This has a classic feel to it in some way. I'm not sure how to describe it. Okay, so 295 at 1/6 is reasonable given the level of detail. December release. Next, original character here, Votium Studio, Blood Covenant series, the made 1/4. Original character, 559 at 1/4 is reasonable. No release date yet, and this is the only picture we have. Oh, chainsaw. Okay, made with a chainsaw. I love how detailed the chainsaw is, but that's about it. Realistic face character. I'm very selective about it. Like, I wouldn't mind having a realistic face figure of 2B from Nier Automata, or Ada Wong from Resident Evil, or the obvious one, Stellar Blade Eve, and the new character, what's her name again? Anyways, those kind of game characters I'm okay with it because their actual character design already looks realistic to begin with. For this one, yeah, even if you gave it to me for free, something like this original character, which I don't have any attachment to, I'll make a video and then I'll sell it. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, another original character, Body Movie Studio. And why the heck does this picture over here, this promo picture looks like the DVD cover of JAV? Probably on purpose, I think. The way they design it, the aesthetic, complete with NTR at the bottom. Licensed after school private lesson female teacher Suman 1x4 scale $365, which is cheap for 1x4, releasing in December. This is definitely inspired by JAVs, man, but you can't cast it off. This is all you get. Yeah. Just an average office lady figure. Moving up next, we have Rainbow Studio Afternoon Tea original character, $347 at 1x7, December release. 1x7. Now, I'm a bit sus about it. Yeah, could be a recast, man. Let's have a look. This reminds me of a particular Toho project figure where the design has a very similar aesthetic. I wonder if it is the same artist. Gothic Lolita. I actually like Gothic Lolita if done right, right? This is very nice actually. A perfect example of the Gothic Lolita style characters that I really like, Abigail Williams from FGO. I love her. Who else? There's another caster character. Another caster with black outfit, which is also Gothic outfit. I reviewed that figure, but now I couldn't remember the name. I also love that one. Moving on to the next one, Pertop Studio Suzu JK Tights original character. Okay, $198 at 1x6, no release date yet. This is 100% not an original character. I remember Hot Venus has a very similar figure of this character. The same exact one, even the pose is like 90% similar. The brand is Hot Venus, but of course I don't remember the character's name. Probably Suzu, right? Suzu. Get the Hot Venus one, obviously. I mean, that is already an edgy figure brand. You are going to be able to cast off. So why would you get this one, a resin, which is more fragile, over the Hot Venus one? I'm not sure, right? Unless that one is sold out and rare, of course. Moving on to the next one here, we are now in anime and manga characters section. This is probably Chinese anime, and I believe I covered this figure a few weeks ago, but there was no price. We now have a price, $786 for this Perfect World Shingi at 1x3. 1x3 for under $800 is very cheap actually, and even more so for something licensed. Jomata Studio, they only make licensed resin statues. June 2027 release. Can you even call this anime when it is so realistic? This is more like Disney style 3D cartoon kind of thing already. Anyways, I won't spend time discussing this anymore because I'm not interested in this one. Moving on to the next one, we have Nami from One Piece in swimsuit by Yi Studio, $90, releasing in December. That is a very good Nami face, right? It looks good. I think I remember this studio. A few weeks back, they made a few figures in a similar pose, sitting on a float as well. And the float is not resin, it is like real rubber inflatable material, which is why it is cheap. Yeah, $90 for something like this, why not? If you like this figure. Moving up next, we have VN Studio Kocho Shinobu from Demon Slayer, $226 at 1x6, right? Yep. Releasing in December, and this looks good. Very nice swimsuit with just an adequate amount of fan service, not too lewd. Face is perfect, looks like her. And I wonder what is up with figure brands from third parties suddenly spamming figures of Shinobu Kocho in the recent month or so. What is up with that? Even the base is perfect. The base is beautiful. Right, moving on to the next one here. Another Shinobu Kocho figure. See? by Siendan Studio, or is it Sienden Studio? $199 releasing in March 2027. The face on this looks okay, but she also looks like a dead fish in a way, blank stare. The one earlier is a bit more lively, right? The face is accurate. In fact, the paintwork is excellent. Look at the color gradients around her hair, the purple hair. I love that. But in terms of the face expression, the one earlier is a lot nicer. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, Meow Studio Asuka Langley from Evangelion. This is available in 1x4 or life size 1x1. The 1x1 is $2,344. The 1x4 is going for $265. Low resolution picture. Okay, much better. I'm so annoyed by how most websites upload very low resolution pictures. Understandably, they need to save server space. It is okay, right? But if this thing was in life size 1x1 scale, I'm not sure if this is good enough. Because I've seen so many Asuka figures, and I've seen better ones, definitely. And by that, I mean the face, of course. There are better ones out there. Wow, PNG image. Okay. Moving on to the next one here. Free Run in Bunny outfit by Lingen Studio. $225, releasing in December. Yep, if you watch my figure news videos every week, I explained this already. The censorship over here. Yeah, to make it unsearchable on the internet. Potential copyright issues because the studios behind this anime are a bit more trigger happy with copyright takedowns, presumably. Okay, it is okay. I mean, this could have been a PVC figure that cost 20,000, 22,000 yen, you know. 265 for this is a bit, 225, sorry. $225 for this is a bit hard to justify. Because a character design like this does not benefit from the additional details that resin as a material is able to replicate. Yeah, face is fine, no problems over there. Moving on to the next one, another Marin Kitagawa figure by Liyue Studio, $246 at 1x6 December release. Okay, this is low resolution image, but they upscaled it. There is a lot of artifacting over here, right? It is a bit grainy around Marin. This is an upscaled image. Okay, getting wet in the rain. Yes, I know that she is wet, right? Because she is drenched in the rain, but all this water around her face, I'm not sure if I like it. It has been a while since the last time I did not like a third-party resin figure of Marin Kitagawa. The recent few weeks have been excellent. But this wet look, I can't really tell from this picture if they are coating the resin figure in a layer of clear resin, and those clear resin are replicating how water looks, you know, like water droplets, clear coating outside that is thicker than usual, then this would be a very unique figure in general, not just a figure of Marin Kitagawa, because I don't see this being done to anime figures in general. Like, you see this, these water droplets over here, if they are actually on a figure and not photoshopped in, this could be pretty special. And now that I get to look at her face a lot closer, okay, her face looks fine. Just that from a distance, it looked a bit weird. This is how you do figures of an anime character in wet shirt. No, I've never seen a genuine figure brand did it right. Yeah, though they're doing it in PVC, which is probably a lot harder to do, right? This is how you do it. This looks realistic, but the actual figure, the final figure, when it comes out from the factory, will it look like this? Right? I'm a bit skeptical, but if this is exactly what we are getting, I would be very impressed. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, more Yamada figures from Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. Or we can call it Timo Makima from Chainsaw Man. This one really looks like Makima to me, man. Okay, this is by Absurd Studio, 1x4 scale at only $246. Great price, but simple figure, of course. And if you told me this is a realistic face version of Rappi Red Hood, I would have believed you as well. Because there is a Rappi Red Hood figure in a very similar outfit. Was it by... which brand again? I think it was Hobby Sakura, right? Not yet pre-order open. white tank top like this, sitting on something. Yes. uh, Good value. This is good value. Moving on to the next figure of Yamada. For the first time, I'm seeing a brand called this Tayama. Okay. Quiet Art Studio is excellent, by the way. Their third-party figures by this brand are great. $225 at 1x6, no release date yet, but this brand has a very good track record. Don't really have to worry about no release date yet. Looking good. This almost looks like a 2D painting style anime figure. Somewhere in between, I mean. Somewhere in between, the coat over here, the black coat, it looks 3D, but the white shirt, the hair, it looks like 2D style painting. Interesting, man. We only have one picture, so I'm unable to confirm it from... I need more different angles of this figure, right? Moving up next, we have... Yep, Chainsaw Man Makima, they had to censor it as well, by Goye Studio. $244 at 1x6 December release. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, this is a beautiful face. Wow. Okay, this is stunning. For a figure, this simple, just a black outfit, right? This is almost like a one-piece bunny outfit or even swimsuit, but she's wearing stockings. A type of lingerie, I would say, but looks very classy, very elegant. And the face on this one is also right in between realistic and anime style, semi-realistic. Nicely done. Okay, moving on to the next Makima here by Nightwing and Hera Studio. Excellent third-party figure brands, by the way. This one is very nice if you go all out for the DX version. Is it called the Blood Ruler version? I'm not sure. 1x6 is $244. 1x4 is $365. Yeah, the price difference between the standard and the DX version is in the base actually. So I will take this one. Blood effect base and all. And where is the... Yeah, perfect. This is pretty much identical to what she looks like in the anime, right? This brand is doing good work, Hera Studio. Simple figure, but guess what? I like it a lot. Look at the color gradients, right? This is how you do shading on black color. There's like a bit of skin color seeing through her black dress. You don't have to paint the whole thing in plain black and say that it is black. You can't do shading. This is how you do it. Very nice. Moving on to the next one. Oh, this is a beautiful Reze figure by LY Studio. $267 December release. I wonder how long can I resist before I end up buying something from Chainsaw Man. I'm not exactly a big fan of the anime or the characters, but the anime was okay to me. It was okay. As for my favorite character so far, I love purple hair waifus, so Reze is in first place. And this one is so attractive, this specific version. And you know what? The genuine figure brands will never be able to replicate it. This level of detail. Yeah. I'm considering the Tenitol, by the way, of Reze. And I might regret not pre-ordering that one. Moving on to the next one. Okay, Ilya again from Prisma Ilya. Very popular lately by Sexy Studio. Oh yes, I covered this figure last week. I just wanted to update you guys with the price. Only $199. Really affordable price for 1x6 that is this smoking hot, right? And you can display her with or without the face veil. The face is beautiful, by the way. So December release and $199. The next Ilya figure. Wait, we have another one, right? Yep. Let's talk about this Ilya figure first before I discuss about the next Saber figure. This is by BBSD Studio. $196 at 1x6, no release date yet. Unfortunately, I am unable to share the pictures of the back side or the back view with you guys. It is too majestic for YouTube. But I have to question how she's not breaking her spine with this pose. Yeah, just stretching arms, but this is a bit extreme. Let's not question anime logic, I suppose. This is one of those figures that is completely safe for work and not castable, yet smoking hot at the same time. Even more so when you consider the fact that it is a lolly character. Moving up next, okay, this Saber over here by Fixed Cast Studio, I'm like 99.9% certain it is a recast. June 2027 release at $199. This really looks like something sculpted by a Japanese artist, right? Pretty random combination, but it works. Saber with a guitar is pretty nice actually. $199 for once, it is not too expensive. Some of these recast figures are so bloody expensive, and I have no idea why. This one is one of the more reasonable ones. I've seen the 1x7s going for like 270, 280, what the heck. Moving on to the next one here, wow. Paihame Kazoku. H anime, yes. Munakata Hoshi by Sir Gooch. And the price over here, oh no, I forgot to refresh the page in US dollars. 5,300 in my currency, that would be $1,300 roughly. Yeah, 1,300 US dollars. If I refresh, I get the maintenance. The whole page goes into maintenance, right? I cannot refresh this page. That is for the okay 1x2 scale DX version. Okay, makes sense why she's so expensive. Those melons will cost a lot of money to manufacture. June 2027 release. No, not my thing. Way too big. Next figure from H Anime, Mambo Studio, Evelyn Celebrian from Welcome to the Lute Elf Forest. Hadaka, and she's pouring milk from a glass. What is up with anime characters wasting food? $225 at, okay, no skill mentioned, but the dimensions are pretty close to 1x6, between 1x7 to 1x6, I guess. Just that I'm not sure why, but it feels like one leg is more skinny than the other. No, the left leg, which is completely bare, looks a bit skinnier than the one on the right. I'm not sure if this is some kind of illusion. Depending on which angle look at the figure from, it might look a bit weird. I'm not sure, but yeah, it feels like both of her legs are of a different curve, different thickness. Moving on to the next one here. Darkstalkers Morrigan Insolent at 1x3 scale for only $600. Wow. ZN Studio and Valkyrie Forge Studio releasing in December. Yes, this is a 1x3, so I think fans of Morrigan Insolent with deep pockets, you may want to look into this one. Could be worth considering, right? And the details on this is outstanding. The details. Not my kind of figure, but I can appreciate the details that went into making this figure. Even the rear view looks incredible. Lots of detail to enjoy. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we have Quiet Art Studio. Yep, we are now in game character section. Darkstalkers is also a game, right? Quiet Art Studio game art series Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII. $348 at 1x4. Reasonable. December release. Quiet Art Studio that I mentioned earlier. If you like it, pre-order it, purchase it. Just that this is not my favorite Tifa face, right? I've seen a few others that I like a bit more. I'm not sure what I don't like about this one, but I don't like it as much. I think it is probably her chin being way too sharp, way too elongated and way too sharp, but something feels a bit off over here. Tifa is also one of those characters where in the past, many years ago, most third-party brands could not get her face right. And then in the recent years, things have gotten better, but every once in a while, you can still see her face being slightly off depending on the brand. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. Black Witch Creation Studio 37 from Reverse 1999. Okay, there are two versions, $291 each. The only difference is the face. This blank stare face over here, or there is a smiling face. Since I don't play the game and I don't know the details about this character, what her personality as a character is like, I don't think I would be able to make the correct choice, but I guess that the blank stare face over here is more accurate of her personality. Maybe she's a kudere, the silent, shy type character that does not speak a lot. I mean, the character design looks like that kind of character to me. I'm just guessing over here. And as for Reverse 1999, Apex Toys has a figure of a character from this game, the one in reddish orange hair. I don't know her name. I've thought of getting that one simply because I like the character, I like the design. This feels random. So far, I've yet to see third parties make figures from this game. $291 is kinda pricey. It is pricey, though. Wow, okay, details are really good, but If I look at the whole figure, yeah, it's still pretty expensive. Especially when we are not getting both head sculpts. If you're getting both, that is a different story. Moving on to the next one is the GN02 Studio, Marisa Kirisame from Toho Project. 1/7 scale, so probably a recast. December release, $263. Okay, this face is the kicker, right? This face is why you buy this figure. But I'm not sure about a figure being suspended on a few plastic rods like this. Plastic and metal rods. This makes it even worse. I really hate this kind of, like plastic support rods that go from beneath and there's a U-shaped support like this. I know that it is necessary, and especially when this is resin, could be quite heavy. All these supports are necessary, but it really does make the figure less attractive. Moving up next, we have Stellar Blade Eve by Arnie Studio, $410 at 1x4, releasing in December. Judgment Time for the face. What do you guys think about the face? Oh, nice. At least the sword, the outfit, the details are excellent. Man, I've always found Eve to be more attractive from behind compared to from the front. I guess there is some resemblance to the actual game character. I think this is not bad, right? I still like the Cool Bear Studio version a bit more, where the release is imminent, I believe, and I pre-ordered one. This one is okay. I wouldn't mind having this one actually. Just that, yeah, I think this is still better than the one by Flare at 1/7 scale. The Flare one is so overpriced and does not look good at all. However, I can see myself reviewing the Flare version one day, eventually, if I can find one at a discount. I'm skeptical of being able to get one that at a discount. Up next, okay, Label from Goddess of Victory Nikkei. This is a fairly new character in the game, isn't it? And yeah, she gives off that strong Fujoshi energy. I've seen some of the animation and clips from the game itself because my friend plays the game, so I've seen a bit of it. I really want to play the game. I mean, I have a phone with a big screen right now. I should be playing the game, man. So here we have Label by Yamameng Studio, and the only thing you need to know about this brand, Yamameng Studio, their stuff are okay, they are fine, right? So you won't have to worry about the face going off, the face looking funny or something like that. Their figures are great overall. $244 at 1x6. Reasonable, I guess, and releasing in December. Yeah, the backside is once again too glorious for me to put on screen, but the pose and everything, this reminds me of a particular Blue Archive figure that released last year. She has, cat ears or animal ears, white dress. Of course, I don't remember the name. Was it Kana or something? She's leaning against a cabinet as well. Released last year around August. This figure reminds me of that one a lot. Probably they copied that figure from Blue Archive. Yeah. You can't copyright the pose anyway. Moving on to the next Label figure by Fixed Cast Studio and 1x7. So yeah, probably a recast. This is $244 as well, but smaller at 1x7, releasing in June 2027. So guess what? Get the one earlier by Yamameng Studio. So much better, right? At least you're getting something that is not recast or stolen. Yeah. Big Mommy Milky's right there. Moving on to the next one, we have two Genshin Impact figure announcements, kinda, by IM Studio. Though they only have an artwork, not even a prototype, so we can't really discuss much over here. This is Colombina, I think. Colombina, not Colombia. Is there a character called Colombia? No, right? Yep, Colombina, there we go. Okay, no release date yet. And the next one by IM Studio is Sandron. Alright. Same thing, we only have an artwork and nothing else. I wonder if Sandron will ever get a scale figure by Apex Toys. No, Aminato's Gift Plus is very likely, since Colombina got one, but Sandron maybe as well. Up next, wow, Genius B Studio, which I was full of praise in my recent third-party resin figure overview episode 11, which I published almost 3 months ago. We checked out Genius B figures together, and it was excellent. So unfortunately, the pictures uploaded over here or provided by Genius B is not doing the figure enough justice. The actual figure looks a lot more detailed actually. So this is why good photography is so important, especially if you are trying to sell a product. $299 at 1x4, or you can get it at 1x7, $186. And this outfit, since I had to cover it up, is basically reverse bunny outfit but without the bunny ears. Yeah, so it is a Gunner figure. Releasing in June 2027 and face looks good. Moving on to the next one here, Lulan Studio is back. Right, Evanesia from Honkai Star Rail. This is a brand that I can highly recommend. Their Bronya J-Chick was incredible. There are two versions, right? The office lady outfit and also the one with the big bike. It was beautiful. Yeah, and there are a few others that turns out really well. So this is a brand that I can highly recommend. $269 at 1x6, releasing in September. Okay, that looks way nicer than I expected. This is basically, yeah, Yae Miko from Genshin Impact, but no Honkai Star Rail version. They're just reusing the characters and just not making small modifications. Moving on to the next one, we have Miracle Workshop Studio Silver Wolf level 999 from Honkai Star Rail. No price or release date yet. Yep, an announcement. This one is not that nice. There were a few from the recent weeks which are a lot nicer. Okay. I would prefer to display her this way, man. This is messy. I know this is a direct copy or a straight rip-off of Strike Freedom Gundam from Gundam Seed Destiny. This is okay as well. But why would you buy something with so many parts only to display it this way, right? Yeah. Man, I'm so pissed by the fact that no Chinese figure brands are bothered with making a Silver Wolf scaled figure. I would smash the pre-order button so hard. This is Strike Freedom Gundam Full Burst Mode, which I do have the Master Grade kit. It is the same thing with all this plastic rod supporting the wireless weapons. Moving on to the next one here, we are now in Blue Archive section, so a lot of Gunner figures once again. GAK Studio Asuna Ichinose Cat Ears. $263 at 1x7 December release. Okay, 1x7 could be a recast again. I think GAK Studio does have a history of recasting figures. I'm so fortunate that I'm happy with my Max Factory version, the bunny ears one. Bunny outfit, I mean. So I don't need a second Asuna figure at all. There has been so many of her figures released in the past year or two, and none of them has tempted me so far, maybe except for the Dodomo Studio version. Yeah, the Gunner one. Moving on to the next one. Oh! Shimoe Koharu without any clothes. Yes! From Raving Bunny Studio, this is $310, and this is where the bad news is. It is 1x6, but $310 each for the Safe for Work version and the Hadaka version. So if you get both because you want your Hadaka lolly, then you are spending like $600. You're spending 1x4 scale resin figure money on a couple of 1x6 scale Hadaka lolly figures. I find it hard to justify, right? So you have to pick either one. Hard to justify getting both. Face is very nice. And I know that Shimoe Koharu, the one by Amakuni, the official PVC figure, releasing this month, I think, in June. It is going to sell out and skyrocket in value, I guarantee you. It is Amakuni after all. Moving on to the next one, another Gunner figure. Of course, they like to loot Sukatsuki Ryo a lot. NTR Studio. Face looks good. With that gag over there, it looks a lot like Rio. No problems over there. Bunny outfit, $244 at 1x6, releasing in June. I think the Oppa is way too big, but the third parties always do that. If they would follow her actual size, this would be pretty attractive to me. Yeah, but it is way too big. Moving on to the next one here, we have Tachibana and Hikari and Nozomi from Blue Archive by GAK again, GAK Studio. 1x7, which makes them potentially a recast. $499 for the deluxe version where you're getting this, this anti-air cannon or something. They really do look like a Japanese sculpted PVC figure or resin figure. Like the way the Japanese sculpt their figures, there is a certain style to it compared to how the Chinese does it. This would be amazing in as a PVC figure and a lot cheaper though, because this anti-air cannon over here, they can make the whole thing in ABS plastic, Gunpla plastic, which would make the entire figure a lot cheaper. You won't have to pay like $500, maybe 40,000 yen plus can get one. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, Wuwa. Yep, Kartetia from Rumeng Studio, or Rumeng Studio, I think, which is a brand that I can highly recommend. Once again, her face looks great. No complaints from me. Accurate. $244 at 1/6, releasing in December. And I believe this is a character where it is just a matter of time where the genuine brands will make a scaled figure of. Yeah, just a matter of time, I think. Maybe we will wait for it patiently. Anyways, if I look at this entire figure as a package, there is a lot of stuff going on for $244. It is not expensive at all. Yeah. Moving up next, we have Phoebe from Wuwa by Flawless Studio for $52. There is DLC and non-DLC. Okay, what is the DLC? Hadaka, castable. Okay, I did not know that. Without DLC 1/6, $225. With DLC, $263. Yeah, the face looks fine, but I've seen better, I think. Like the previous months, other brands, when they made a figure of Phoebe, I think there are better looking ones out there. Moving on to the next one here, this is an early bird pre-order, no price or release date yet. Amiya from Wuwa, releasing in December. Let's have a closer look. Oh, I can't zoom in, but this looks amazing. At least from this distance, she looks amazing. No comment. I don't know what else to say. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this is an update from last week. Last week, there was no price. Now we have a price. 2 figures at 1/6 with that DX base over there for $499. Reasonable, right? That's roughly $250 each for a 1/6 scale, December release. And yes, this is beautiful. Needless to say, this is beautiful. I get that Hoyoverse characters are very popular. Doesn't matter Honkai Impact or Honkai Star Rail or Genshin or whatever, Zenless Zone Zero. But I'm starting to notice a very concerning pattern where they are just recycling the same characters. No, 90% similarity, and then they just change the character design a bit, and it is a new character, a new figure. And I'm afraid that if this goes on for a long time, if they don't introduce new character designs that people like, people might get sick of it in the coming years. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we have another update from last week. Changli from Wuwa by Leo Studio. Last week we did not have a price. Now we have a price of $226, which is reasonable for a 1/6. December release. I will wait for the official PVC figure, which is coming out in 2 months' time. Moving on to the next one. This is another update from last week. Samsung Studio Yinlin from Wuwa. Again, $371. That's the final price at 1/6. No release date yet though. Okay, so with Yinlin, there is an official figure by Hanabi. Yep, Hanabi, I think, Chinese figure brand, roughly 23,000 yen or so. Pre-order opened a few months back, and I'm starting to regret not pre-ordering it earlier. Maybe I still can if I look around in Taobao. Yeah, I want that figure. So maybe get that one, right? Get the Hanabi one. Up next, we have T1 Studio Chennai from Azur Lane. This is an official PVC figure of her, isn't it? Was it by Good Smile Art Shanghai? There's an official figure of her. Of course, not as detailed as this if you look at the setup, right? This one comes with this giant base over here and an umbrella. Not exactly comparable, but this is $369, man, for a 1/6 scale. Even with all of these, I'm not sure if I can justify it. Yeah, the PVC figure by Good Smile, I think it is Good Smile Art Shanghai, is only like 18,000 yen. Simpler figure, but also a lot more affordable. But at least the face is pretty good. Yeah. Face is perfect even. Looks very good over here. But the price is a bit too high. Moving up next, we have Azur Lane Azuma from Snow Studio. Yep, there are no Azuma figures by genuine brands yet, but just a matter of time, I believe. $369. Okay, the price is not yet confirmed. I would have a heart attack if this is $369. Even with the table included over there. Bunny Girl 1/6 369. That's way too expensive. Let's hope this is not more than $300. December release. And the last figure for today, we have Cisia from Zender's Zone Zero by FY Studio. Unfortunately, the pictures are pretty small. 1/6 is going for $195, and 1/4 $291. I would love to zoom in further, but you know what? Her oppa is exposed. There's a love-shaped object covering the nip, so you can kind of imagine what it is like, the character design, and she is showing a love sign on her oppa over here. So I do not want to zoom in because I can't, but the face looks good over here. So that would be all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order early? Which one will you wait until after release? Or you're just interested in anything at all? Let me know down in the comments below. Yes, that Tendo Aris figure earlier by Good Smile, that thing is the main big highlight for me this week because I love cute girls with big guns. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to subscribe and like. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys again soon in a few days as usual. I need to finish reviewing my Blanc and Noah figures by Good Small Arts Shanghai. That would be for this week. One will drop on Wednesday, hopefully, and the other one on Friday, before we go for figure news again on Sunday. Yeah. And thanks a lot for watching. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.